Hello and welcome to today's demonstration on the Knowledge Capture Collaboration Room features and functions. The Knowledge Capture Collaboration Room is a browser-based repository where users can collaborate on documents, store this information in a secure archive, but also have a variety of features and functions to help with process improvements and efficiency when dealing with business documentation. Within the Knowledge Capture Collaboration Room, the first view you can see here is available via the browser. And on the left-hand side, we have a folder structure which can be completely configurable. Within this particular view, we have a fictitious fitness organisation, and they have a number of subfolders, which in turn can also have their own subfolders. These folders can be configured on a security level, so only users that actually have access to certain documents or folders will be able to view and process this information. But as I'm logged in as an admin view, I get to see all of the folders within this particular view. We can drill down into these folders to see the actual documents as well, and you can store any kind of electronic file within this system. So whether it be an image from a scanner, whether it be an email, a Word document, a PDF file, for example, they can all be stored within this central repository. When documents are added to the system, audit information such as who added the document, the time and date they were added or modified on, and also the version numbers are automatically processed. This provides auditability for the business in order to understand exactly who has made what changes to what documents. I can right-click on any of these files within this repository and take advantage of a number of different features and functions. I have the ability to either open or preview the document, or I can check out and download, and this will then provide a read-only copy within the repository for everyone else while I'm making changes. But when I load this document back into the system, it will then update the modified date, it'll update the version numbers, and present the rest of the users with the latest version to utilise. Every single document that's loaded into the system also gets a unique link, and this can be sent via email, where the document may also be attached or as a PDF, for example, if you don't want people making changes to that particular document. So for the rest of this demo, I'm going to use the marketing folder. And what I can do is right-hand click on this particular file. And towards the bottom, we have a workflow option. Now this is an out-the-box workflow, and this provides the business with the ability for an approval process. So by launching this workflow, we then get two options. And this is all available out the box, and what we have is either parallel review or sequential review. So parallel is multiple people can review the item at the same time, and we have sequential where there is a defined business process where person 1 has to review the document before person 2, and person 2 only gets to review that information once it's been signed off by the first person. For this example, I'm going to select parallel. I'm going to launch this. And what I can do at this stage is load in who I want to actually review this particular document. So here we can see a number of different people that are within the organisation. So say I want the marketing people to actually review this, but I also want an agent and the admin to review this particular document. I can add all three into this particular process. We can also define if a certain percentage is sufficient for this document to be approved for the next version before it can be released. In this case, I'm going to leave it as all because I want everyone's feedback before I proceed. And I can also add instructions. So please review point number 2. And I can add a due date so they know when this document has to be back with me by. So if I say the end of the month. What I can now do is launch this workflow. So this can trigger an email notification to those users that have just been asked to review this document. They get sent a link direct to this particular document where they can then start to add their feedback. Other capabilities that come out of the box with the KC Collaboration Room include an integration path with Microsoft Office Suite. So this view here, I've loaded up Word, and in the ribbon we have a number of different options similar to what you saw in the browser view. But the option I've clicked on the right hand side now is the tasks view. So I've logged in as the marketing user. We've just been assigned a task by the admin, and what I can now do from within Word is actually review this task itself. By opening this task, we can see the actual instructions, so please review point number 2. I can select a response, but I can also look at the attachments as well. So within the attachments view, I can also see what document is associated that I need to actually review, but I can also see the history as well. So I also know who else is going to be looking at this document, if other people have already provided their responses, or if I'm the first person to actually look at this. If I go back to the properties, I can select either approve or reject. In this case, I'll select approve. Point number 2 looks good to me. What I can now do is I can complete that, or I can save it for later. In this case, I'll complete this. Once I've completed that task, it will take me back through to the browse view. And as I'm logged in as just a marketing person, all I get to see within that folder structure is the marketing folder. So this is an example of how the folder structures and the documents within those folder structures, the security settings can be configured based on what user is trying to access them. So the final stage of today's demonstration is just to show the mobile capabilities as well. So everything you've seen so far in the browser in Microsoft Office is also available via the mobile application. And this is available across iOS and Android, and for mobiles and tablets. And again, we get a folder structure. So in this case, I'm logged in as the marketing person on the phone as well. And this is great if I want to grab a document, if I'm working out the office, want to view my files without having to boot up my laptop, for example. I can view and manage all of this content. And again, at this stage, I can favorite it. I can view all of the properties associated to this particular document, so I can see who it was added by, when it was last updated or modified. And I can even export it and potentially work on it locally. And then when I have an internet connection later on, I can also update that latest document. Within the mobile app, we also have team spaces, and this again is available across platforms where certain documents or files can be shared between different members of the team, where they can start to collaborate on this content, add input, and then eventually agree and release a latest version of the document. So that concludes this brief overview of the knowledge capture collaboration room features and functions, taking you through the browser view, the functionality you can expect in that particular platform, the Microsoft Office overview, and also via the mobile application as well. If you have any questions or would like a further demonstration or pricing information, please contact us at sales@integritie.com, or you can visit our website at kc-ol.com. Thank you very much for your time.